Hi, girls. I'm here. So, today is one of the most exciting lives or even talks over the years. I've done this for years that I've ever given. And it's just because the topic, was that a headline or what? Break free from food guilt. How to rewrite your relationship with food and enjoy guilt-free indulgence. I worked on that and I feel like I nailed it. So today is for you. Listen to me. If you are a yo-yo chronic dieter and you're over it, if you're somebody who is an emotional eater, if you're somebody who has shame around food, if there are good foods and bad foods, this is for you, because all of that is about a relationship to food. We're going to talk about that. And I'm going to give you 4 ways to fix your relationship with food so that you can just live life guilt-free. All this stuff that we feel, we're not supposed to be feeling around nourishing our bodies. So the bottom line is that the guilt can go away. And I'm going to show you how. Hey, Amber. Okay, so listen. Last week, let's recap really quickly. We talked about emotional eating, and I feel like we really struck a chord with that. And we talked about triggers, and then we talked about work triggers, home relationship triggers, responsibility triggers, all of the things that stress us out. And then we talked about the fact that we go to a place. Food is a place that we go to for comfort, for safety. Food can be a pause button on the world, and we gorge, we binge. It feels so good. It's a dopamine hit. And then the shame storm, remember the shame storm. You get triggered, you emotionally eat almost right when you're done. It's oh my gosh. Like, what have I just done again? Why can I not stop this? I'm awesome at everything else, but for some reason, food does this to me. I do this with food. That's relationship. So last week we talked about the fact that we identify the strategy, or identify the trigger, what it is. We identify what we're feeling about it. A lot of times that takes a lot of time to go, okay, when I binged this time, was I sad? Was I mad? What do I feel when this person triggers me? When this work thing triggers me? What is that feeling? And then based on what the feeling is, the third thing we're going to do is get a strategy together that gives you the power to not go straight to food. So that was last week. So how to stop the shame storm. So we're getting a little bit deeper this week. Let me see if anybody else is here. I love it. That's me and you, Amber. So this is what we're going to talk about today. And I feel a little bit of, I was going to say shame. I feel a little bit of shame about the fact that I missed as your coach, one of the biggest triggers. When we were talking about triggers and what leads us to eating too much, we talked about work and kids and relationships. Do you know what we did not cover? We didn't cover dieting. Like how good. So today we're going to talk about the fact that one of the biggest triggers hey Grace, one of the biggest triggers that we didn't talk about last week is restrictive eating, dieting, which, you've seen that cycle in my content over and over, the binge restrict cycle. But that leads to emotional eating. And we're going to talk about how to fix this, because when we fix our relationship to food, we're going to talk about the dieting and how to stop that. That's so huge. But all of what we are talking about is how we relate to food. Is it anger that makes us whatever? And what does that food give us when we're angry? What does that food give us when we're sad? Okay. So if we can fix this root cause of how we relate to food, and we can fix, and we're going to talk about dieting in that vein. Let's peel that onion. What does a bad relationship to food look like? And I forgot to give you what I want you to do is put live or replay in the comments so I know where who's on, and then also comment away. Yeah, praying to God I can see it. Sometimes I can't. But if you have a comment, feel free. I just want to talk to you and with you. So fixing the relationship with food. What does a bad relationship with food look like? It looks like rules, restrictions, diets. It looks like body image issues. It looks like shame. A bad relationship with food usually is weight centered, right? Here's a good one. Bad relationship with food often is also accompanied with this super critical inner voice of, why are you eating that? You shouldn't be eating that. You're eating it again. Stop. Like, why can't you stop yourself? You're so gross. Okay, that's a bad relationship with food. Emotional eating is a regular thing for people that have a bad relationship with food. Also, get this. We use food as a reward when we have a bad relationship with food. So, and then the other thing, and this is more of a physiological thing, but it's huge. Listen to me. People that don't have a great relationship with food also are detached from their own hunger and fullness cues. They can't even maybe remember what hunger feels like because they're constantly feeding whatever pain that they're in. So that is what a bad relationship with food looks like. Okay, this is your next little thing you're going to participate in. If you feel like you identify with that, if you have a bad relationship with food, put bad in the comments. Because listen to me. I want you girls to see that you are not the only one. I've talked to women for 20 years coaching like this, and we are all in the same boat. If you have a bad relationship with food, put bad. Now, what does a good relationship with food look like? You actually enjoy the process of preparing food. Some people aren't cooks, but you get it. Food is pleasurable. You enjoy it. You actually taste what you're eating and you savor it. I know you know what I mean. You've seen other people, and maybe you know the sensation yourself of when you eat something slowly and you're like, for the love, yes, that is a great relationship with food versus get the mental picture of that savoring thing versus, just give me more. Ooh, right? Two totally different relationships. You do not have rules or rigidity, or if you have a good relationship with food. There is no good food and there is no bad food, right? It's just food. There's no shame associated with food if you have a good relationship with it. You know what it is to enjoy things in moderation, or just tastes of things. And then usually people that have a great relationship with food also have good food routines. They typically eat at the same time every day. The preparation of food is a routine that they enjoy and do on the regular. It's not this haphazard, eat here, don't, skip for 12 hours type thing. There's routines around food when you have a good relationship with it. All right, I need a drink. If you have comments, put them in there. I hope you're getting something out of this. So, why? Here's the next level of this. Hey, Beth. Why do we have a bad relationship with food? Why is there shame? Where did that even come from? Why do we have body image issues? Why do we have all these rules around food. Where in the world did that come from? And I think you probably, you're not stupid. You know the answer, and that is it's culture, America. If you go, honestly, I lived overseas for a long time as a military wife. A lot of other countries, I would say most other countries, don't have this thing that we have with food, the bad relationship. Here we go. Childhood stuff. You ready? Bad relationship with food can come from being called chubby as a kid, or just flat out nasty. People calling you fat, whatever it is. Being shamed as a child for your body. If you grew up watching dieters, I grew up, look, girl, we're all the same age basically, but I grew up watching my mom do the cabbage soup diet. My aunts dieted, everyone was dieting. It was just kind of part of what they did back then and what we're doing now, really. And that is when you're a 6-year-old girl, a 7-year-old girl, and you're watching dieting and restriction rules being modeled to you, you think that's just the way it's supposed to be. What about someone modeling emotional binging, emotional eating? So how many times, this I think was in my family, it kind of makes me laugh, but how many times was there some sort of family crisis or a crisis, even just with one parent or whoever it was you were around, and the solution was, gosh, this is, what a terrible thing. You know what? Let's go get ice cream. Or, you know what? I think we need a big pasta meal. So it was very often modeled for us that when we feel bad, food will fix it. And then the whole family would go and just stinking gorge, right? So in a lot of ways, you need to know, and gosh, I'm not a big proponent of people saying everyone takes responsibility for their stuff. Yes, you do. You need to own your stuff. But I'm also really quick to say it's not your fault. A lot of the way that you are programmed comes from when you were preschoolers and elementary school. And so is it fixable? You better believe it. Do you need to own it and say, this is what I'm doing? You better believe it. But I want to give you a little pocket, and I want you to give it to yourself of grace. This isn't your fault. It's not your fault. You were programmed to think that food was comfort, that dieting worked, all the things. So the truth is, it is fixable, but let yourself off any sort of shame hook related to it. It's not helpful. So, any comments? I'm going to slow the heck down. I always try to talk fast because I don't want to keep you on here for 4 hours. So if you have any comments, let me know. I can't see any now. I don't know why. I'm always so bad with seeing these things. But anyway, next. How do we fix the root cause of a lot of our issues? And that is, how do we fix our relationship with food and enjoy, again, back to that awesome headline, enjoy guilt-free indulgence. It's possible. You saw me eating ice cream yesterday. That was the real deal. I don't love taking selfies, but I was really eating ice cream. I'm like, oh my gosh, they need to see me doing what I'm saying they can do. So fixing the root cause. Number one. Ooh, this is powerful. Listen to me. Number one, take morality out of the issue. Take morality out of the issue. There is no such thing as good food and bad food. There's just food. That's it. Food, and this is where I want to retrain your brain. Food is science. That's how I want you to think about this. Food is science, meaning that when you eat, let's say bad food, you're eating a donut, that food is going to be metabolized, broken down, digested in a particular way. When you eat broccoli, not the donut, same thing. It's just food. It's going to be metabolized, broken down, and used in a different way. So what I really want you to work on is get to this place where you see food as just food. When you call it good or bad, you're giving it so much power that it doesn't have. It's this inanimate thing that when you eat it, your body will react in a particular way. So take the morality out. Number 2, now that there's no morality, I want you to go to mindfulness. That really gets kind of overused lately, but I love the word. I love what it means. I want you to, first of all, establish beautiful, enjoyable food routines around making food, around eating food. I want you to slow down and actually taste your food. Like slow way down and actually chew slowly. This is going to fix, okay, the good and bad. This isn't about, let's say you're eating a donut. I want you to slow down and actually savor that donut. I'm telling you this, nutrition coach telling you. You can go tell your husband or whoever, like, she said I could savor this. But I'm not kidding. So take the morality out of it. The second thing is get mindful about what you're doing. Enjoy the process of making and eating the food. Savor the food. Eat foods that you like and that you enjoy. Healthy, clean foods, and even the stuff like donuts. And then eat in moderation. Remember, good relationship with food means no binging is necessary. It's just not necessary. So the bottom line is moderation is key. And will come naturally once you get that frantic coping mindset turned off. And then here's another one. Get back in touch, as we discussed before. In the bad relationship, you're kind of detached from your hunger cues and from your fullness cues. And so part of being mindful around food is also being mindful around your body. I want you to really get in touch with what it feels like to be hungry and what it feels like to be full. Now, when you're eating fast, your brain doesn't catch up to your stomach. When you eat slowly, hey Stacy, when you eat slowly, your brain has a minute, your stomach has a minute, actually it works this way, to send your brain, I've had enough. So eating slowly is key. So take the morality out of it, get mindful. The third thing is this, and you probably can predict what I'm going to say, and that is this: stop dieting. For the love of God, stop dieting. It's not work. It's never, ever, 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 ever going to work for you. Never. And there is another way out of being overweight, and that is to enjoy all of the food groups in the way that your body needs to process them in order to lose weight, maintain weight, or gain weight. I've got athletes who all the time want me to write programs for them so they can gain more weight. So we've come full circle on that. Research shows, and this is when I was like, why did I not mention this last week? Research shows that listen to me, one of the top contributors to emotional eating is restriction, right? So what do we do instead of restricting? We eat in moderation. We taste things. We slow down. There's no bad food anymore. Bad food is not a thing anymore if you're my client, if you're my people. And it works. It works. And here's, I'm going to tell you something that is making me so crazy excited. Today, I have a client who ate pizza last night and got up this morning and got on the scale. And in simple steps in my program, that's 16 weeks, she's lost 30 pounds. She had pizza yesterday. And she had donuts a couple weeks ago. She's lost 30 pounds. And so and there's another one that's in week 9 that's lost 20 pounds. So the truth is, what I am telling you works. It does not work to cut things out and to take a pill and to whatever. What does work is eating in moderation in the right amounts to fuel your body the way it needs to be fueled. Now, what does that mean? And how do you do it on your own? The way that I do it with my clients and have for years, the way that pro athletes do it, the way that registered dietitians do it, is to count macronutrients. And that is your proteins, your fat, and your carbs. A lot of you already know this. It might be annoying until you get a hang of it, but then it is 1,000,000% freedom, because you get to have pizza and then wake up and weigh yourself and you've lost 30 pounds. And if you know, okay, I have a huge event coming up this weekend, you know exactly, you can put in your whatever, it's pizza, it's wine, it's whatever it is, your cheat, your, food that's not great. If you eat too much of it, it's going to store fat on your body. You put that in and then you eat around that for the day. Or even for the week, how to keep it really tight and clean and nourish your body in ways that make you feel good. And if you listen to me, this is my offer, and I'm only going to put it out there for a couple days because it does take time. But this is what I'm going to tell you. If you want me to set your macros for you and teach you by yourself how to eat this way, I'll do that for you. But I need a drink. So if you want me to do that with you, or even if you just want a strategy for you to begin this new relationship with food, no good food, no bad food, no more dieting, then put all of you that want some time from me, and I'm so happy to give it for free, just call me in the comments, and I'll give you a strategy for you to do by yourself to move forward, whether it's macro counting or whether it's just a strategy that works better for your life. You listen to me. I want you healthy. That's the end of it. I have such a passion and a thing for women that are in this bondage of hating their bodies and trying to change it all the time, and all this shame around food and all this dieting. I want an end to that. And if you're in my circle, if you're in my sphere of influence, I'm going to do my dead level best to help get you there, whether it's in my program or whether it's by yourself. The goal is freedom and body love and health. Listen to me. It's not about the scale. It's not about the bikini. It's not about buying double extra large clothes. It is about your health. And when you think about that in the mindset, so now we're saying there is no morality with food. No good food, no bad food. There's no shame associated with eating foods that put fat on my body. And then the second thing is to get mindful so that you don't overeat the foods that make you feel gross and have too much fat on your body. And then the third thing is to get a plan together with your macros and to stop dieting. And that is all so doable. It takes time. It takes support. It takes planning. But gosh, it is worth getting off the crazy train, getting out of that shame cycle, getting off the restrictive binging diet cycle, and just eating food. Let's just eat. Let's just end this part of craziness and just eat and enjoy it. So that's what I have for you today. You can rebuild and rewrite your relationship with food. You can. And you can enjoy indulgences guilt-free. I have chocolate every day. I always say that. I tell my girls that, I have for years. I have sweets every day. I love them. My mom raised us on black licorice. I have a bag of black licorice in my car. And I don't have the need to binge on it because I always have it. And it's a taste. And I think about my mom. So it's possible, and I want to help you. If you need help, let me know. But otherwise, have a fantastic rest of your week. And I will talk to you next week with probably another related topic, because I think we're on to something here and I hope it's helping. So if you need anything, let me know. Have a great day. See ya.